Okay, there it goes. So you're going to get a square piece of paper like this, and this is a template that we're going to share, and you're going to try to center the template on the paper so that you have about the same amount of border on all four sides, like that. And it's up to you if you want to have this go vertical and horizontal, or if you want to try to center a piece like that. That's your choice. Doesn't really matter. Once it's centered, hold it down with one hand. With the other hand, you're going to mark the center of the hole. You're going to trace the entire circle around the outside, and you're going to mark at the end of each line. And it's important that you do that without lifting the circle up, because you'll have a hard time getting it in the same place again. Like that. Then you can lift this up, let somebody else use it, and you'll find that if you go from mark to mark, you should be going directly over the little dot that's in the middle. Give or take, you don't want to be off by more than a millimeter or two. And you only have to do this 6 times to get your 12 pieces. And this is going to get a lot of hits on YouTube. I may even be able to quit my day job from my vast YouTube earnings.
All that ad revenue.
Yeah, this is going to be like very popular, I think. There. So now you got your 12 pieces. I'm not going to do a transfer of an entire design, but I'm going to show you the whole process. So let's say this is my design here. I don't know whose this is. Maybe it was from last semester. So I'm going to trace the triangle onto a piece of tracing paper, and I'm going to carefully, the most important thing to mark is where the center of it is. So I'm going to make a very pronounced dot at the end of the triangle, so I know this always goes on my dot in the middle of my design. And then I'm going to trace the outlines. And I picked this one because it's pretty simple. And you do not need to shade it in, because all we're trying to do is transfer the outlines, not the shading. And there it is. Now we can get rid of this. And very important, the first time you trace this, to turn it upside down. So let me zoom in a little. Okay, so I flipped it upside down. I'm going to put my dot here on my dot there. I'm going to make sure that my outlines are centered on the triangle. It's okay if the outlines are a little bit off, but just be sure to center it. Like if it's too big or too small, just keep it centered so that you're not progressively getting more and more off. And then all you do not have to trace over your triangle again, because that's already done. We just did that. You have to trace very precisely over the lines that you just drew, because if you miss the line, it's not going to make a mark. Because what I'm doing is I'm pressing the graphite from one side of the tracing paper onto my circle at the same time that I'm depositing a fresh layer of graphite on the opposite side. So you do like that, and then you lift it up and see how cleanly those lines go through. And then, this is the most important part. Every time you trace it, you have to flip it over. Because remember, the idea here is a mirror. So we're creating a mirror image. I want to make sure my dot is on my center, and my triangle is centered on here, and then you just trace it again. And what I'm doing is I'm not only pushing my lines onto the circle again, I'm also freshening up the graphite on this side of the paper. And like that. And then you flip it again. And I'll do it one more time for the demo, and then I'm going to show you what the next step of the project is. So if you can imagine that I've done this 12 times, and my whole design is transferred, the last stage is to create 2 circles in my design, and we want to cut the design roughly into thirds going out, but it doesn't have to be exact. So I would probably want to put a circle about here, because I don't want my circle to go right up against these points. So I want to maybe put one here and another one here. So you decide where the circle's going to go, and then you're going to use a compass and adjust the compass. This compass will definitely work for your inside circle, and we might need a different one for the outside circle. So, has everyone used a compass? You want the pointy end to go into your dot, and then you can just twist the top with your fingers and let the circle go around like that. And let's see, I should be able to reach my other one with this compass. And like that. Whoops. And I may as well keep going as long as I've come this far. The last step before you paint is to label your color wheel, and you're going to only label this zone between the 2 circles, and you're going to be labeling them with the pairs of complements. So if this is red, you're just going to put an R, and if this would then be green. The important thing when you're labeling is that you're always labeling the same shape. So would this one correspond to the red shape or the green shape? Red, because it's the same shape. Remember, it's a mirror. So this would be the next one over, which would be red-orange, and that means this one would be the next one over from green, which would be turquoise. And I'll show you how to do the labeling in more detail later. I just want to make an idea of what's going on in the video here. So then this would be, so if this is red-orange, what's this going to be? What's after red and red-orange? Orange. So this is orange, this would be blue. Okay, and once this circle is labeled, then you can start painting it in. And we're not going to worry about the other circles for now. And that's the end of my video. 9-minute